Hello, in this video we will discuss about the chromosomal theory of inheritance. So what is this? The chromosome is the inherited and it will transfer gene to another individual from father and mother to their children. So a central role for chromosome in heredity was first suggested in 1900 by the German geneticists Carl Cohns. First formulation by American Walter Sutton in 1902. Basically, it first formulation by American Walter Sutton in Chromosomal Theory of Inheritance. Remember, in 1902, an initial union of only two cells, egg and sperm. Egg and sperm basically is the haploid, and number of chromosome is half from father and half from mother in the form of egg and sperm will unite together is known as fertilization to become again zygote, which that is basically our individual containing this diploid cell containing homologous chromosome, homologous pair of chromosome, remember. So after fertilization, the zygote will be formed. And this zygote, let's begin to understand the basically Mendel model first we will understand. Mendel model was correct. Then these two gametes must make equal heredity contribution. So the both half chromosome, half come from the mother and half come from the father, will contribute to each other equally, and recessive and dominancy on the basis of dominant genes or recessive gene on the homologous pair of chromosome. Diploid individuals have two copies of each pair of homologous chromosome. Gametes have only one. So remember, gametes have only one, but the zygote contain pair of homologous chromosome. Let's begin to understand from the zygote. This is the zygote contain half number of chromosome come from mother and half from father. So this is the model, Mendel model. So this is the contain DNA and DNA contain gene. Remember, this is in the form of chromosome contain histone, protein, and DNA. So the allele to each other is both chromatin material and chromatids of the chromosome, and this is the center is the centromere, and the capital A and small a. Small a is recessive on capital A. So capital A is dominant. For example, the color of skin or other. So in this way, the chromosome is contain genes, so the homologous pair of chromosome, recessive and dominant. So in this way, the individual diploid will lead to gametogenesis to again gamete formation, and this chromosome segregate during gamete formation and an influence to each other independently after the fertilization. So the zygote again combines, so the randomly unite at fertilization to show the phenotype on the basis of dominance or recessive allele. Allele mean allele to each other, both genes are present in the homologous pair of chromosome. Anyhow, let's begin to understand the problem of Mendel theory. So remember, for example, we are taking the fruit fly Drosophila melanogaster, which that contain white-eyed mutant male when crossed with a red eyes to produce both male and female with red eyes. So what that means? Where is the white eye dominant gene? So that is the problem. Let's find that problem and we will solve the problem of the Mendel's theory. So all time the normally red male and female all the time. But why? Where is the white eyes gene? That is the problem we will solving here. We are solving here. So let's here I am writing here. If Mendelian character are determined by genes located on the chromosome, and if the independent assortment of chromosomes in meiosis, so why does the number of characters like white eyes that assort independently in a given kind of organism often greatly exceed the number of chromosome pairs. So the organism possess. So organism can possess. So basically, in this way, we are thinking about the white genes is decreasing and the chromosome is increasing. And for example, the red eyes chromosome is increasing. So it means that is why the red color is producing, but it is not. Basically, it is just different things which that is discovered by T.H. Morgan. So the T.H. Morgan was using the Drosophila melanogaster fruit fly. So in 1910, Thomas Hunt Morgan studying the fruit fly Drosophila melanogaster, and he crossed the white-eyed instead of red containing mutant male. So it's contain X. Basically, we will understand with the concept. So in this way, the mutant male containing X white gene, while the Y is the basically not influencing on the X white gene containing X chromosome. So that is why it is not influencing, that is independently not depend to the any dominant allele. So that is why it is show the white color, but when we will cross with the mutant female red eye gene containing will produce the F1 generation is basically white gene containing heterozygous condition with red eyes will dominate the red eyes to produce, and while the male contain only red eye gene and Y will not influence to the red, it means it show the red color with male and female both. So in this way, the basically he showed that the red eyes basically and white eyes is recessive on red eyes, but during the male, so the red eyes dominant allele are not present. So that is why. And the F2 generation produce different heterozygous and homozygous condition to again segregate the white eyes containing gene in the male due to the Y chromosome containing also the homologous pair of chromosome with white eyes and Y chromosome. So on the other hand, the red will be segregate the homozygous and heterozygous condition of male and female. So that is why the red is dominant. The solution to this puzzle involves sex. The gene causing the white eye trait in Drosophila resides only on the X chromosome, and in is absent in Y chromosome, the chromosome Y. A trait determined by a gene on the X chromosome is said to be sex-linked, and knowing that the white eyes trait is recessive to the red trait. So that is why whenever when the meet the red eyes in the male to show the red eyes color while the absent of white eyes, but whenever the white eyes containing gene are present with the Y chromosome will show the white eyes in the eye. So white eyes. So the Morgan's result was a natural consequence of the Mendelian assignment of chromosome. So in this way, the Morgan discovered about no any chromosome are present extra, which that show the red color, but the dominance and recessive ability, which that is on the basis of sex link.